Hello guys, how is everybody this week? Another Mastermind Weekly going live. Let's have a look who we've got on. If anyone can pop some comments or something in the box just to let us know you can hear me okay. All good, you all right, Paddy? Yep, nice one, Michael. Cheers, mate. I mean, this week it's how to build your 100K per year high-level content repurposing agency. So it's going to be a really, really good one this week. We've got myself, Michael Martin, who is your host today, and we've got Ben Adkins on live. Sorry about that, Ben. I've just mispronounced your name. And then we've also got David. David Casser is here every week with me. Can we just test your microphones, guys, before we go?
Hey guys, can you all hear me? It's David Casser.
And yeah, here's Ben. So yeah, good to be here.
Everyone just let me know you can hear Ben, you can hear. Oh, we got Brian Adams in the house tonight. You're going to sing us a song at the end, Brian? Sorry, mate.
I love it.
Nice one, guys. Sorry, I'm a Brian Adams fan, so it was there. Okay, so everybody can hear us properly. Right, we're going to just hang around for a couple of minutes. Can you let us know where you're coming in from tonight, and maybe even what industry you guys are in? What do you do right now? Are you internet marketers? Are you entrepreneurs? Do you make money online? Do you have a 9-to-5 job? Just a few people pop in the box what it is you do, where you're coming from, just so that we can find out what crowd we've got on here tonight. Okay, oh, there we go, first one in there. Paddy's in there from Toronto. Okay, trying the internet stuff now, newbie. Oh, great, this is really going to help you tonight then, Paddy. This really is a great place to get started. Internet marketer from Los Angeles. Okay there, Mike. That's Mike Walters. We've got somebody in from the Netherlands. We've got Kirby in from the Netherlands there. What was I thinking when I started this niche? You're not an hairdresser, are you, Kirby? No, yeah, there's plenty of them about. Right, what I'm going to do, guys, we are slowly starting to fill up. It normally takes about 10 minutes or so. So what I'm going to do, oh, wait there. Lost all my time and money, LOL. We've got Washington, D.C. We've got Los Angeles, quite a lot's popping up now, guys. Sorry about that. We must have a bit of a delay. I think GoToWebinar is pretty busy at the minute because everybody's stuck at home with nothing better to do. So I'm going to pass these over to David Casser. He's going to make the introductions because he knows Ben a heck of a lot better than I do. But it's going to be an amazing webinar for you guys tonight. And I will be on at the end again to hopefully, if you've got any questions and stuff. I don't know how Ben likes to do it, but if he wants to do it throughout, great. But I'll stick around till the end. And if there's any questions that's not been answered, I will ask them for you at the end, guys. Okay, then, David, I will pass this over to you. Oh, just 1 second. I just found something. 1 minute. Can everybody see my screen?
Yeah.
Everybody see my screen? What does it say on my screen, guys? Let's have a look what people say. Mastermind. Here's a picture of.
I can't see. You can't see. There we go.
Here's a picture of these two piston farts in Ireland. I'll leave that while David does his introduction.
Cool. All right, cool. Thanks, Mike. Hey, everyone. It's David Casser here, and welcome to this very special training. Now, today you're in for a real treat because I've got my good friend, Dr. Ben Adkins, here to share some very cool training with you. Now, as you can see in the photo, I met Ben and his wife back in July 2019 in Ireland for a few drinks. And one of the things that really stood out about him was his straight up genuineness to help people and to see others succeed in business and in life. Now, he's just the type of guy that continues to add value in every conversation with really no strings attached. Now, I really loved hanging out with this guy. I love his approach to running a business, taking care of people, and helping his students succeed with his multi-million-dollar marketing business that he's able to run from anywhere in the world. Now, Dr. Ben now helps others successfully live the backpack entrepreneur lifestyle, and he's the founder and CEO of Serial Progress Seeker that provides premium training to help existing agencies and people wanting to leave their 9-to-5 jobs to start their own digital marketing agency, so they too can create their own 6- and 7-figure businesses working from absolutely anywhere in the world. So please join me in welcoming Dr. Ben Adkins.
Hey, it's so good to be here. How have you been?
Good, man, good. It's been a while.
It's been way too long. I was just reminiscing on that trip a couple days ago, and my wife and I were talking about how much fun we had, and it was a lot of fun, a lot of fun. So
Yeah, it was awesome.
that brings back good memories for sure. So how have you been? How is everybody here doing today?
Yeah, been good, been good. You know, it's just, you know, other than the whole, you know, the lockdown on coronavirus, but it's been really good to, you know, seeing a lot of people succeed, a lot of students come on board. But there's been a lot of good times too, apart from all the negativity going on.
Well, that's the thing we've been seeing too is we've seen a lot of people have to change their patterns the last little bit, but we've had a lot of people that have really taken this time to lock into something and have seen a lot of good results. So I'm sure you're seeing that too, and that makes me happy. So
Yeah,
absolutely love it. So I got some cool stuff to talk about when you're ready. You tell me when you're ready though.
Cool. Go for it. I'm just going to mute myself and I'll let you take over.
I'm going to crack
good.
a beer and listen to every word.
I love it. I love it. So what I'm going to do real quick, for everybody listening, we're going to try a magic trick here that I mess up at least 50% of the time, which is switching it over to my screen. So make sure that you can see my screen right now. Like it should say, let's see if we can actually get it to pop up here real quick. So as I said, I mess this up at least 50% of the time. Can you see my screen right now on your screen? Let me know when it pops up. If it's not popping up, let me know, and let's see what we can do. And let's see if it's actually showing yet. Not yet. That's okay. We do mess this up from time to time, but let's see if we can actually get it to show up. Let's see here. See, and this is what's so fun, and this is some of the fun of GoToWebinar lately. So what we're going to do here real quick is let's see if we can't hack it together. And this is the fun of when you actually get this stuff rocking and rolling is sometimes the slides just don't show up the way they're supposed to. So what we're going to do is I'm going to see if we can't get this over to guys. I don't know why the slides aren't popping up. Don't you love that when this stuff goes down, how it goes? So give me 2 seconds. Let's see if we can't get it to pop up the way that we wanted it to. Hang on. And this is the fun of tech. You know, sometimes the tech works the way that it's supposed to, and then sometimes you get it and you're like, well, this is not working at all the way that we wanted it to. So let's see if we can't get it to pop up here real quick. And while we're doing that, let's see here, Dave, I don't know what's going on with GoToWebinar that it's not wanting to put it up.
Yeah, but you should have seen what happened to somebody yesterday, mate. I was on a webinar yesterday, and all of their everybody that came into the webinar came in as organizers, and one of the people halfway through the webinar, just shut the whole webinar down for thousands of people.
Oh no, that's definitely that is no fun.
So don't worry about it, mate. I'm sure our diehard guys will hang about and we'll wait if there's an issue.
Yeah, let's see what we can do here. And like I said, I'm going to see if I can't pull it up and on a different screen, and we can get it actually pulled up that way. So like I said, sometimes you have this fun stuff with computers, and especially GoToWebinar lately. And let's see what I can do here if we can't get this pulled up over here. So hang on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pass this presentation over to a different computer, because I heard somebody say that when it happened to them a couple days ago, that they just passed the presentation over, but for some reason it's not showing my screen.
You see, Ben really works for Webinar Jam.
Yeah, there you go, right?
He just goes around slagging off GoToWebinar to everybody.
It's one of those tricks that we try to pull with this stuff, but no. Let me see if I can pull it up on this other computer, and we'll get in there real quick. So hang on, I'm gonna log in from this other spot, and let's see if we can't get it rocking and rolling, guys.
What's the bet? The first screen we all see is a discount coupon for Webinar Jam.
No, there you go.
An affiliate link.
We'll pull it up and see what we got. So I love it. Let's see if we can't. I'm gonna pull up another from my laptop. And we're going to see if we can't hack this together And that's the thing, guys. It's one of those things where, you know, obviously not a webinar expert here. We are absolutely, the thing that I'm going to be showing you here in a couple minutes is what I actually do. And it's one of those things that as I get into this, I want you guys to really see exactly how we pull this stuff off, because this stuff that we're doing has been working so well. And it's been a big part of how we've actually grown our business. So like I said, I'm going to pull this up. I've almost got us up and running on another laptop, and we'll see if the laptop actually pulls up for you guys. And so hang on just a second. We're going to get it up. I am logging in over here.
Kirby's just said as well, everyone's having issues. Kirby's one of our guys that's on tonight.
All right, so let's see here. And I think I've almost got something hacked together where we can try it here. So let's see if this actually works. All right, so I think we've almost got it. Can you see the GoToWebinar in the background on
Everyone
the screen?
giving him an applaud. Come on.
Yeah.
We did it. Right,
So,
we'll shut up now, mate, and pass it back over to you.
We're almost there. We're almost there. Let me pull up the presentation now, and you can see the pure skill of somebody acting completely on their feet here. So, all right. So what we're going to do is I'm going to pull up this presentation real quick. I think we finally got it. Yep, that looks good to me. So this is where I very smoothly act as if nothing happened. And then we're going to pull this up, and now you should see the slides. If you guys can see the slides on your screen right now, give me a big yes in the box right now. And just let's totally comment on how smooth that whole process was that Mr. Adkins just pulled off. And if you're looking at my screen right now, Ben is sitting at 2 different computers acting like nothing happened. Totally smooth, totally smooth. That was the most unsmooth webinar opening I think I've ever done, guys. So it's fun to be a part of history. So all that said, let's dive in. Let's actually talk about what we're going to be talking about today. This is something that has been huge for me. And I was asked to come and talk to you guys today about something that has made me a whole lot of money. And it's something that I've been able to do. Before the lockdown, I was doing it from a coffee shop. I was that weird guy sitting in a coffee shop with my laptop over there working that you would have no idea was making a lot of money sitting there in a coffee shop, drinking way too much coffee, and running a business from my laptop. These days, a lot of times I'm doing this exact same stuff from home. And so I want to walk you through this and kind of show you how you can make, and like I said, I'm doing a lot more than this now, but the ball game here is how I'm making over $100,000 per year per profit just from this one thing that I'm doing. How many of you out there right now are doing 50 things and you wish you could be doing one thing? And so this is what today's all about, is how you can sit in a coffee shop or the comfort from a chair at your own house right now, especially. And that's probably the thing that I love most about this, is when everything started to go down and we had quarantine, we had all that fun stuff, I was able to take this business and run it from my house. And my clients weren't even hurt because they were running their business from their house. And we'll go through that in a minute. So if you're ready to get started, you're ready to dive in, we want to talk about this coffee money thing, give me a big yes in the box right now, and I'll get started. All right, cool. So some key things that you have to understand. My goal for today is pretty simple. In the next 30 minutes, I'm going to show you a business model that's about to take hold in a very big way. Because of exactly who we're targeting and exactly what's going on right now. All the things that have happened in the last 30 to 45 days took what I was doing and it shot it through the roof. I just thought I was doing well before, but with quarantine and with lockdowns, with all the things that were happening, everything that I'm about to show you got even better. So the cool thing is I can almost guarantee that every single person here today, every single one of you has seen this happening, has seen this business model, has seen it happening, but you probably didn't realize it was happening right in front of you because it was happening right in front of me for a while and I had no idea. So what I'm going to do on this call is I'm going to walk you I'm going to walk you through some things, and I want you to be able to leave the call with a very clear idea of exactly what you should be doing to follow me. Like, I don't want to hold anything back. I want you all to understand this as we get off the call. Is that cool with everybody, that I don't hold anything back and you actually understand what I'm doing instead of, yeah, like I'm on too many webinars and things where I leave and I'm like, I still don't know what's going on. But that's not the case with this. What I'm going to do is actually walk you through everything. And I'm going to show you basically how to do the work of 10 people with some very clever systems that we've got set up. And here's the thing. I want you to walk off the call with something that you can use, pure, plain, and simple. Okay. Now, here's a warning. If you're lazy, you need to leave now. Okay. Just laying it out the way that it is. If you're a lazy person, this is not something that you're going to want to do. This is something that definitely you have to work at. If you're someone that believes this internet thing is a push button system that you can use, it's probably not going to work out so well for you with anything that you invest in. You got to work hard. But let me just say this. How many of you here right now work your butts off and you would like to work your butts off and have better results? How about that? How many of you would like to be more organized? How many of you would like to be, with the work that you put in, when you're putting work, you actually get results from? And so what I'm going to show you, listen, it's not push button, it's not lottery, it's not any of all of this stuff that I hear so many times through the day. What I'm about to show you is an actual business that I actually run, that I actually do from a laptop most days. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to get organized. I'm going to show you how to run this business. And listen, I don't want to keep talking in, things that you can't even wrap your mind around. Let's actually get to it. So kind of something you should know about me, and I don't want to get into this too hardcore, but I've been doing this since around 2012. I make a lot more than the 100K that I was talking about that you can make than that now, but that's where I started. I started my first year doing this, I made around 100K, and I had no idea what I was doing. Since then, I've gotten a lot more organized, and what I'd like to do is I would like to save you a lot of the trouble that I went through as I was building this, okay? Here's the thing. Why do you think most people can't make a living from a coffee shop or their house? Why do you think? Like, let's just get real honest, because this is us masterminding. This is us actually having a back and forth. Why do you think most people can't do it? What do you think? What is the thing that holds most people back from actually building a business that they can work on their own? Okay. What do you think it is? We got some folks that are actually determination, discipline. We've got, discipline's a big one. Yeah, I think a lot of you, how many of you feel like, you could do better with discipline? You could do better with, some of the things. Okay, let me actually walk you through what I think it is. I think it's organization. I think it's organization. How many of you would believe that, hey, if I just was a little more organized and things were together, I could find the discipline? Organization for me is where I see most of the folks out there get discouraged because things aren't happening fast, and things aren't typically happening fast because of a lack of organization. Now, whether you agree with me or not, this is what I think. Most people wake up every day knowing what they have to do at their real job. Okay? Most people wake up every day when they go to a job where they have a boss and their boss tells them what to do. There's a level of built-in organization to that. What happens to most people when they start their side gig or they start their own business is all of a sudden, all that organization of having a boss and having rules that were built in goes away. And they struggle because they don't have a plan, and they waste an incredible amount of time trying to luck into something. How many of you feel like you've wasted a lot of time trying to luck into something? I'm raising my hand too, by the way, because before I started having success, that was it. I felt like I was wasting a ton of time doing a ton of work, not getting any results, because simply put, I was disorganized and I didn't have a plan. And so here's what I'm doing today. I just want to give you my plan. I want to give you one of the things that is working incredibly well for me. And I give you full carte blanche to steal this from me. Is that cool? If that's cool, type the number 1 in the box just so I know that I'm coming through and everybody's getting it. Okay, so good. So that's what I want to do. I just want to actually give you my plan. I want to give you how this business works. And I want to give you a little angle that is something most people haven't figured out yet, that kind of makes it a lot easier. And so that's what we're going to do. So here's what we're going to cover in the next little bit. Okay. This is what we're going to cover in the next little bit. Part 1, And I've got it gapped up into sections so that it's easy to follow along. Part one, I'm going to show you the $100,000 from a coffee shop map, sort of a 10,000 foot overview of what we're doing here. Part two, I'm going to show you a niche that maybe many of you haven't thought about, that if you go after them, they are waiting for you to say, hey, I offer this service and I'll do this for you. They are waiting for people right now. They're looking for people. They've got money to spend. They're looking for people that have this service to offer because it's going to save them an incredible amount of time. And they're already looking for it. They're already looking for it. Part three, the $2,000 a month service that you should be offering them. Okay, this is not something that you're going to sell them one time and then have to go find more clients. This is the kind of thing that if you put 2, 3, 4, 5 clients in, you can make your full-time living doing that. And the best part is we're not really running ads. We're not spending a lot of money to make this money. Okay, so a lot of that $2,000 a month that you're offering to them and they're paying you, you get to actually stick in your pocket. And I think that's probably my favorite thing about all this, is that you actually get to stick this in your pocket. And so that's where I get really excited about what we're doing. And finally, I'm going to show you how I get clients, because that's sort of important too. Don't you think? I'm going to show you how I actually get clients. It's an email. And this is what's so great, is I don't have to walk into anybody's business. All I do is send a set of emails, and I'm going to walk you through what that email campaign looks like. So if you're ready, give me a big I'm ready in the box. And while you're doing that, I'm going to take a real quick drink and we're good to go. The beautiful part about the email, by the way, Karen says, I don't have a list. The beautiful part about the email that we sent out, Karen, is you don't have to have a list at all. That's what's so great, is I can show you how we just go find these folks and we send them emails pretty much cold. The cool thing is they're ready to rock. Okay, so if you're good to go, if you're ready to rock, let's do this. Let's jump into part one, the $100,000 from a coffee shop map. Okay, so let's talk about this. So here's the 4 reasons you failed in the past. And the 4 reasons that you failed in the past with something probably is the same 4 reasons that I did. And that's why I know what these 4 reasons for. As if you have a digital marketing business, you're trying to get it off the ground and you didn't make any money, it's probably because of one of the following reasons. Number one, you're not targeting an audience that has money to spend. How many of you that rings true? You've tried to sell something before and maybe weren't targeting an audience that had money to spend. So like they wanted it, they wanted what you wanted, but they didn't have any money to actually invest in it, right? Like we've all been down that road, and listen, it's frustrating because you're like, I've got this thing, they want it, but they don't have any money to spend on it. The other thing is maybe you're offering something that the audience doesn't need. Okay, I've been down this road 1,000 times too. I had something, but guess what? The audience didn't actually need it. You're not communicating from a place of authority. How many of you here right now, just be real honest with me, how many of you here right now feel like you don't have authority in when you're trying to sell something, so people kind of don't even look at you? Yeah, so I feel that. The other thing is you're not consistent in your actions to build that business, okay? The business that I'm about to show you works because we do the same things over and over again. How many of you would kill to have that kind of consistency in your business where you do one thing and it spits out money? It spits out money because it provides value. It's not like a push button cash machine. That's not what I'm saying at all. It's you do the same things over and over again and people keep paying you because you keep doing value. Listen, I keep going to certain restaurants because they consistently put out the same sandwich and I consistently want to buy that sandwich. That's the thing. When you have a real business, you're not having to constantly react and do a bunch of crazy stuff, because if you do something of value, people will keep paying you because it's consistently valuable. So that's what I'm going to be talking about. That's 4 reasons you failed in the past. So here's what we need. Here's what we need. And this is what I'm going to show you how to do today. We need a group of people with a big problem and money to spend. I'm going to show you that. What they need is they need to convert their talent. These people that we're going to be targeting have a certain talent, and they need to convert that talent into more assets so that they can reach people in different mediums. Okay, now I'll explain all this in a minute, but the people that we're going to be targeting, they've got an audience, they've got a talent, but they're wanting to reach even more people, and we give them something that helps them do that. And I'm going to show you how to give them that. How we make money. We're going to be repurposing their existing content. So these people have content. We're going to be repurposing that content into new mediums and help them spread their talent to new audiences that live on those new mediums. Does that make sense, at least from a 10,000 foot view? Is We're going to be targeting people. I'll explain this in full in a couple minutes, but we're going to be targeting people that already have an audience. They've got a talent, they've got content, but they don't have time to repurpose it and put it in other places. And we're going to help them do that. Now, here's why this is a gold mine. If you target the right people and have a system to do this efficiently, you're going to stand out because they're already looking for you, because they're already trying to expand. They're already trying to grow. And so that's what we're going to be providing. Now, here's the math of this business, okay? Here's the math of this business, and I want to make sure that you guys understand the math of this. What I'm going to show you how to do, it's a $2,000 a month service, and I'll go deep into that in a few minutes. What we're going to be doing, if you lock in a client per year, one client is going to pay you $24,000. Now, how many of you have ever had a client pay you $24,000 a month, a year? $2,000 a month, $24,000 a year. How many of you have ever had that? If you haven't yet, that may be extremely hard to visualize why someone would do that. But here's the thing. If somebody's making $50,000 to $100,000 a month, if somebody's making $10,000 to $15,000 a month, and you provide a service that helps them double that, don't you think it's worth investing $2,000 in you? Yes or no? If they're making 10 to 15, if they're making 50 to 100, and you provide a service that helps them double that, is that an easy spend for them month after month after month? Why? Why is it an easy spend for them month after month? Because they see the value immediately. They see the value immediately. And that's the key behind what I'm about to show you. So if you think about this, we've got something that we're doing. It's $2,000 a month times 12 is $2,400 or $24,000 a year. The cost that you're going to spend on things to do this service for them is around $100. So $100 a month, you're charging $2,000 a month. Your total cost for the entire year is $1,200 to run this business. So $1,200 for the tools that you do to run this business. So listen, $24,000 for one client minus $1,200 for the whole year, you're going to end up coming out with around $22,000 in your pocket. Does that make sense to everybody? Does that make sense to everybody? And listen, I don't like saying, well, here's how much you'll make and that not including what you'll spend. This is what you're going to spend. I love this business because it's a cheap business to run and you get to pocket a lot of the cash that you actually make. So that's the key there. So let's get into this. We start stacking clients, and this is what I recommend. Aim for 6 clients. Aim for 6 clients. With 6 clients times 12 months, $2,000 a month, that's about $144,000 a year. Not a bad living. And guess what? Your costs don't go up. The cost of the tools that we use to do this don't go up, so you're still just spending $1,200 a year for your tools, which comes out to about $140,000 a year. A little more than that, obviously. You can see it on your screen, but that's what we're spending. So far, so good. Does that make sense? Now that you know the money stuff and have a basic overview of, let's talk about who we're actually going to do this for and why they are looking for you already, okay? Why they're looking for you already. So as we get into this, I know you guys have more questions, but let me explain more of this stuff, and then this will start to make more sense of how fast we can ramp up, how fast you can get to this place. Okay, so let's talk about this. Part 2. There's a ready-to-spend untapped niche. And what I mean by ready-to-spend is there's a group of people out there that most people don't even consider a niche. Most people are like, this is one of those niches that once you hear it, like, you're like, of course that's a niche, but why didn't I think of that? They're hiding in plain sight right in front of you. But this group of people has an audience. They are making money right now. The problem that they have is they are so focused on this one thing that they're doing that they don't have the time to do things to expand to other places which already have a ton of traffic and would love them, but you're going to give them that. So let's talk about this. They have money. They're ready to spend it on this. They're watching their friends spend money on this. They're watching their friends do this better. They're watching big gurus do this better, like Gary Vaynerchuk. They're watching him do this, and they're thinking, oh my God, we need to do this too. But they don't have any way to do it. They don't know how to do it. They don't know who to hire to do it. So let me walk you through this. So when I started my agency, I was doing services for these kinds of folks: lawyers, dentists, chiropractors, gyms, real estate agents, tire and lube shops. These are the people that I was doing stuff for, okay? And there's a lot of positives to working with this. There's a ton of brick and mortar businesses out there. They're all looking for help. You can recreate the work for similar types of businesses. All of this is good, okay? But here's the negative to this. There's a lot of in-person communication that goes on with working with these types of businesses, right? This is not the niche that I'm going to tell you to go after. I am not telling you to go after these folks. The problem with these folks is that they are so used to doing communication in person that they expect you to do communication in person with them to work with them. Does everybody agree with that? Like, to work with a dentist, to work with a chiropractor, there's usually a lot of phone stuff or there's a lot of in-person stuff. And so as great as those niches are to work with, there's a lot of in-person stuff that actually goes on with that. And so while I have no problem working with those folks, the problem is like right now, if I was working with those folks right now, it would be a problem. If I was targeting those folks right now, it would be a problem. And to be real honest, the niche that I want to go after, I would much rather go after a niche that is 100% used to communicating via email or via chat online. Wouldn't you? How about you guys? Would you guys rather work with a group of people that are 100% used to communicating through email and online chat? That's the way I communicate. That's the way that I live most of my days. So to not have to change out of that to get clients and to communicate back and forth, that is the most comfortable for me. And here's the other side of that. Working with those folks, they don't typically have the best marketing budgets. And so there's some negatives with working with the traditional niches that people tell you to work with. I work with them, but it's definitely not as fun as what I'm about to show you. Okay? So while I love working with those, it's not my favorite. Okay? It's not my favorite. And this is when sort of a light bulb moment starts to go on for me. Okay? Because I'm going to be honest. There were years that I was working with more brick and mortar. There was years that I was working with a lot of folks that were doing some very traditional marketing things, especially when we're just even talking online. But this is when a big light bulb went on for me. Here's the thing. In mid-2018, I started a brand called Serial Progress Seeker. I've been online. I've had other brands since probably 2010 to 2012. That 2012 is when it all exploded for me, and I've been doing it a long time. But mid-2018, I started a new brand. It was called Serial Progress Seeker, and I started putting out content. And I needed someone to help me do something very specific. This changed everything when this started to hit me. Okay, so when I started looking at this, I needed some help doing something very specific, and I'm going to explain this to you because this leads to a huge light bulb for me and hopefully a light bulb for you. I was creating a podcast. So when I first started Serial Progress Seeker, I was creating a podcast, I was creating YouTube videos, and I was just doing it because I wanted to teach people, okay? And I built an audience. I built an audience just from Apple, the podcast network, and from YouTube. Now, I'm going to be honest, it wasn't like I had a ton of subscribers on either of them, okay? But here's what was funny. The few subscribers that I had on both of them, they were really passionate. They spent money with me, okay? They spent money with me. And what do you think happened when I had a very small but passionate audience that was spending money for me? Do you think I wanted to stay right there, or do you think I wanted to make more money with this brand? This is such an easy one. Of course I wanted to make more money, right? Of course I wanted to make more money. So I had this small audience, that I was putting the podcast on. They were super passionate about what I was doing. I had a YouTube audience. They were super passionate about what I was doing. It wasn't a huge audience at all. And I think that this is super important that I stress this. It wasn't like I had 100,000 subscribers on both platforms. But the people that I had were passionate and they spent money. And so I wanted more of those people. I didn't care about subscriber numbers. I didn't care about any of that. I just wanted more passionate people. And here's the thing that I realized. Facebook, Instagram, I had a ton of potential people that would have loved the content that I was putting out. Okay? I had a ton of people that they really wanted, I know they wanted it. They were there. I just couldn't reach them. Here's the problem. How many of you have ever tried to share a podcast or a YouTube video on Facebook and Instagram? How many of you have ever tried this? How many of you have ever tried to share a link from Apple Podcast or a link from YouTube on Facebook? Here's the big thing. You try to put those on Instagram, on Facebook. It's terrible. The algorithm is weighted against them. The algorithm on Facebook is weighted against podcast links. The algorithm on Facebook is weighted against YouTube links, and it's even worse on Instagram. And here's the problem. what I was doing was not a good fit for those networks. So I needed to repurpose my content to fit both of those networks. Is everybody following me so far? Give me a number 1 in the box if you're following me so far. It's the problem that I was facing as a content creator. This is super important, and it's going to open up a huge market to you when you realize what happened to me here. So here's what I tried to do. I knew I needed to repurpose my content. So I knew I needed to take this YouTube video. I knew I needed to take this podcast, and I wanted to repurpose it so that it fit the network, so I could upload things directly to Facebook and Instagram. So I needed Facebook size images that pulled out my quotes, like my best quotes for my episodes. I needed Facebook size video snippets, so little snippets from my podcast, little snippets from my YouTube videos that I could take, put onto Instagram and Facebook and advertise my, podcast and thing, get listeners from there. I needed Instagram and Facebook stories that featured my best episode content, and I needed some blog posts that turned my podcast and my YouTube stuff into Google friendly, not transcriptions, but actual Google friendly stuff. And here's the kicker. I didn't have a ton of subscribers, but I was making a lot of money doing this. So I was willing to pay thousands of dollars every month just to get these things produced. You know why I was willing to pay thousands of dollars a month to get these things produced almost right out of the gate? Can anybody take a guess as to why I was willing to pay someone thousands of dollars a month to do this? Anybody have a thought as to why I was ready to pay? Here's why. I was making good money by putting out this content and selling products with it. I knew that if I could get this content on Facebook and Instagram, that I would make more money because I would have more passionate people from there. But here's the thing. Do you think I wanted to do the work to repurpose the content myself? Do you think that I wanted to do the work to repurpose the content myself? Now, I'm not lazy. I'm not lazy by any means. Why was I not willing to do the work to create the repurposed content? And this is going to change the way you look at this when you get it. Why was I not willing to do the work? Even if I knew how, why was I really not willing to do the work? Because of one simple thing. Did I need to focus my effort on repurposing the content, or did I just need to focus my effort and my brain power on creating the core content that my YouTube subscribers and my podcast subscribers had fallen in love with in the first place? That's the thing. That's what hit me, is I wanted to focus my effort, focus everything that I was doing on creating the original content, not spending a ton of my time repurposing the content that I'd already done. So I was willing to pay someone a lot of money to do it. And that got me to thinking. Because I'm not just thinking of these things as a YouTube creator and a podcast creator. I'm thinking of these things as an entrepreneur. And I thought, you know what? If I'm willing to pay good money for these services, I bet there are quite a few other online personalities that are willing to pay to have their content repurposed too. And after just a few hours of research, after I started looking around, I discovered thousands of potential clients that fit the criteria for repurposing. Just taking the video that they'd already created and repurposing it into content that fit into YouTube, fit off of YouTube, fit off of the podcast network, and we fit it into Facebook or Instagram. Does that make sense to everybody? Give me a number one if that makes sense as to what I started to figure out is if I was willing to do it, there were tons of other people that probably were too. So I started digging in. And if you go to YouTube right now, and you can do this if you want to, I don't want you to leave the webinar, but like I said, if you could go in right now, you can go to YouTube and you could type in photography, and then you could sort those search results. You could literally sort those tongue twister there. You could sort those search results by channel, and I could find a ton of people that have really big channels, that have a big following, and it doesn't even have to be a big following, but I could find people that absolutely had great content they were putting up every week, but they were almost silent on networks like Facebook and Instagram. So I started finding this. I also started looking at podcasts. I was looking at what are the biggest podcasts in these categories, and there was tons of podcast people that had huge audiences that were almost non-existent when you actually went over to Facebook or Instagram, which presented a huge opportunity for them. And so that's who I was after. I started thinking, you know what? Instead of going after the chiropractors, instead of going after the dentist, and that being the only thing that I do, what if I start providing a repurposing service to these people that I know are killing it on YouTube. I know are killing it on podcast. And I see them with their Facebook pages. I see them with their Instagram trying to break into those markets too, but they're just not doing a good job with it. Does everybody understand who I'm going after now, what this niche is, this group of people that are basically, they just create content on these big networks? Do you understand the niche that I'm going after now? Does this make sense? Does this make sense to everybody? The thing that struck me, is these particular folks, they were trying to expand because they had people like Gary Vaynerchuk in their ear saying, you need to have more content hitting Facebook. You need to have more content hitting YouTube. And they were watching Gary V. Every time he put out a podcast, every time he put out a YouTube video, they were watching his Facebook page be populated with tons of things that supported that content. And they wanted that for themselves. And that's when things really started to make a lot of sense to me. So I built a service, not only a service that would help my business. I hired some people on to help me do this, but I built a service and I said, let's go out and see if we can do this. Let's go see if there's actual money in this. And so now I want to explain the service for you. If you're excited to sort of see what this service looks like and what I actually provide and what I build for clients, jump in and type the number 3 for part 3 for me real quick while I'm taking a drink. Awesome. So I want to show you this. I want to walk you through what this service is that we're actually doing here. So let me walk you through it here real quick. So this service will make you $2,000 to $5,000 a month, okay? And here's the secret that I figured out. There are companies out there that do content repurposing, but they do content repurposing for these people in a very crappy way, okay? So some of these companies actually exist, but they do it in a very crappy way. And I tried to sign up for these companies too. And what they would say is, well, tell us exactly what the graphic should look like. Tell us exactly what part of the video you want repurposed. And I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to create the content and then have someone look at my content and be like, oh, that's an awesome thing. Let me do it for you. So here's what I discovered really quickly and what people would really want to pay me for. If I was doing content repurposing, taking a YouTube video, taking a podcast and repurposing that content for Facebook, repurposing that content for Instagram, people didn't want to pay me to tell me what to do. They wanted to pay me to go watch their video, find all the cool parts, snip that stuff out and turn it into graphics and turn it into videos for them. They wanted intelligent curation, not just someone that would do exactly what they said. They wanted to focus on their thing. They wanted to pass it to someone else that could turn it into cool things. So the folks you want are looking for someone to treat their content like its own and deliver an awesome product without them having to tell you exactly what they want pulled. Does that make sense to everybody? This was a game changer moment because this was the point where I realized if someone can send me a video that they're going to put up on YouTube in a few days, and I can watch that video and I can pull out all the good stuff and then send them back a set of images for Instagram stories, a set of images for their Instagram that promote that video, a set of images for Facebook, a set of Facebook stories. If I can send that back to them, they will pay me $2,000 a month plus, month after month, every month, if I can keep providing that for them. Okay? So that was the big thing. So here's what we do. Here's what I do. With all of my clients, this is what I create. They send me one podcast, they send me one YouTube video. I turn it into 5 to 10 Instagram pictures. I turn it into 3 to 5 Instagram audio video snippets. I turn it into 5 Instagram story blocks, so told as a continuous story. I do the same for Facebook. Every so often, I'll actually turn one of those posts into a blog post for their blog. I don't create their blog. I don't build any websites for them. I'm not doing any of that. They typically already have a website. They just need someone to take their content and turn it into something that's a post. I don't do the long form all the time, but when I do, it's big. The majority of what I do are the Instagram and Facebook assets that take the content they already created and turn it into something that fits those networks. Okay? Would you like to see an example of this? Would you like to see an example of what I create? Let me not just tell you, let me actually show you what I'm doing. Okay? Let me actually show you what I'm doing. Okay, so let me walk you through this. So can everybody see this video on your screen? Can everybody see this video on your screen from YouTube? Give me a big yes if you can see the video on your screen right now. Okay, good. Good. So we start with a video or podcast that's like this, okay? It doesn't have to be visual, it can be totally audio. But we start with this. And the name of this, and this is one of my videos that I'm using as an example, so I don't give away any of my client stuff. And I've learned my lesson on that. But this is one of my videos, and it's the best targeting method for Facebook ads. So I've got a video, and it's the best targeting method for Facebook ads. Now, in this video, I talk about 4 things. 4 things that you have to know to target a Facebook ad really, really well, okay? And when you go through these things, Facebook ads gets a lot easier. So I had this video up. When I uploaded this video to Facebook, Facebook didn't like it. When I shared the YouTube link to Facebook, Facebook didn't like it. There was almost no way to actually share this video to Instagram. So I needed to repurpose it. And so this is the kind of repurposing that we do. We take a video that looks like this and we turn it into this. Can everybody see this? This is several different images that tells the story that I've got on this. So here's how it works. Find more buyers for your product using my 4-layer Facebook ad targeting method, which is basically taking the content and repurposing it from the video. And then I go into the different layers. So there's 4 main layers that I talk about in the video, and I just visually represented them in the form of an image. And at the end, that last image that you can see right here on your screen, that last image is just me promoting my YouTube video and giving them a link to go watch it. Does that make sense to everybody? How simple that was? Does that make sense to everybody how simple that was? I took something that I talked about in the video and I visually represented it. I visually represented it super, super simple. And what's nice is on Facebook, when these images pop up, they can scroll through them. When this pops up as a thing on my Instagram, you can literally slide through each of these images and it tells the story that I told in the video. And then if you want to really hear it explained and watch it, you just go to the URL. And so that's how I've been able to pull people with this. And it was simple to do this. This took 10 minutes to put together this image. And it was insanely valuable for me and for the people that were on Instagram and Facebook that I never would have reached with the video. Here's the other thing. We make things that look like this. Can everybody see this short little snippet? And there's no audio right now, but can you see the snippet of this? I took the big video, I cut out a section that was a teaser, and we created this cool little thing that's got the title of it and captions below that walk people through it. I won't make you watch the whole thing, but do you see how that was? This took about 5 minutes to create this, hardly any time at all, and it was something that was insanely valuable. Do you see how, obviously these are examples of my stuff, but do you see how for a YouTube creator or a podcast creator, if you could create this kind of thing that they could instantly upload to their Facebook, that they could instantly upload to their Instagram, why that's valuable for them in terms of assets that they can use to get more of an audience? If you can understand that, give me a big yes in the box right now. Give me a big yes if this makes sense as to why this is valuable to these people. So they don't want to worry about it, but we are able to quickly turn that into that. Also, here's an Instagram story that we created. And here's a secret. I use the exact same template that I used to create the thing that you saw before that was the static images to create this. Watch. You're going to watch it moving. Let me know as you're seeing it move. Let me know as you're seeing it move. Say yes if you can see it moving on your screen right now. The best part is I use the exact template that I used before. I told a piece of software that costs next to nothing what to do, and it built this cool little movie that's the perfect Instagram story. It's the perfect Instagram story. This didn't take any time at all because I'd already created the assets. You'll notice that it's almost the same assets as the other. It's the same background, but here's the thing. These things are extremely valuable to the right audience. Also, with this one, I created a blog post. I literally made a quick map, wrote the blog post in 20 minutes because they had already created the content. I didn't have to think about writing the content because they had created the content. I was just summarizing what they did in the video in a visual format that people could read. Do you think that, let's take a step back. Do you think with just the 4 different things that I showed you that took me under basically an hour to create all those things for this person's video, if this was someone else, do you think there is value for my clients when I create those things for them? Do you think that, hey, they created their video, but now they have images for social media? Do you see why they're paying me $2,000 a month to do this? It's because now they're not just making money off of their YouTube channel, their podcast. Now they're able to reach an audience on Facebook and Instagram and there. And Phil says, yes, but they need to be convinced they need it. Phil, do you know how many people are out there right now looking for a company to do this for them because they have a huge audience and they already get it? They don't need to be convinced that they need it. Phil, what do they need to see? What do they need to see? And this is the key. What do they need to see? They're already looking for someone that does this. What do they need to see? What do they need to see? They need to see that you can do it and that it looks great. And someone says, well, why don't they just use software to do this themselves? Why? Remember what I said earlier? They don't use software to do this themselves because they don't have time. Their time is spent creating the content and coming up with ideas. Remember, do you guys think that their YouTube videos and their podcasts come out of the ether? Or do you think they spend hours of time planning these episodes that they put together, planning these videos, shooting these videos? So when they're done with that, they're done. They don't want to do the repurposing. So they're looking for someone else that will do it for them. And they're looking for someone that can put out a quality product, put out quality assets that look great. They're looking for that. Okay? They're looking for that. And here's the thing. This is the thing that I realized that will absolutely blow you away. Will absolutely blow you away. You can build this kind of stuff fast if you've got a system to build it. This is an opt-in, a piece of opt-in bait. It's an ebook. We built off this same video. They are looking for someone to do this for them. They are willing to spend money. And the thing that will blow you away is this. The total amount spent on tools to build everything that I just showed you is under $40 a month. Under $40 a month. And I am able to make over $100,000 a year doing this for under 6 clients. For under 6 clients. And it's a good living for doing something that's easy. How many of you would like to get paid to listen to podcasts and watch YouTube videos and just repurpose the content for people that you think are cool? Yeah, that's what this is. That's what this is. I have clients that I already love their show. I already listen to their podcast. I already watch their stuff, and I'm now getting paid to watch their stuff and just turn it into cool looking assets. Now, what you may be saying is, okay, well, cool, that's $40 a month for tools that do this, but that sounds like a ton of work and something that won't scale. But here's the thing, if you don't have a system, you'd be right. But you gotta understand, the key is having a system. And in reality, all of that I just showed you gets done in an hour or two. So when I watch a video, listen to a podcast, everything I just showed you gets done in an hour or two because I have a system to get it done. And that's the key. It's not just knowing that there's an audience. It's not just knowing the thing that you need to provide. It's having a system to do it. And that's a super, super important thing. Okay. So I'm about to teach you a monster secret. You guys ready for another secret? You guys ready for another secret? Are you digging this so far? Is this turning on some light bulbs? I hope it is, because this has been a great moneymaker for me. And there's so much business out there that there's no way I can get it all. There's no way I can get it all. I have no problem teaching you all this too. And hopefully you all have some ideas about how you're going to go do this right now. I know a few of you right now are already looking for potential clients. Confess, if you're already looking on YouTube and some podcasts for potential clients, just type number 1 in the box. I won't mention your name. I won't mention your name, but yeah. So the next thing you're probably thinking is, okay, Adkins, I've been on YouTube. I've been in, some of the podcast stuff. And I'm looking around, how do I actually contact these people to get clients? How do I actually contact people to get these clients? How many of you are thinking that? Okay. How many of you are thinking that? So here's the thing. Here's the thing. I create this content fast because I break this content down using something called content breakdown patterns. And real simply, this is it. Every YouTube video, every podcast out there, they follow a pattern to create every piece of their content. Once you understand that, you can break all this stuff down really quickly and you can create the assets. So every video that I create, like my personal content breakdown pattern is this. It's written on your screen right now. I have a content teaser, a bumper, what the channel is. I ask for a subscription, and then I go through the tutorial real quick, and then I repeat what you just learned. So I have a breakdown pattern. Here's the thing. If you're ready to know how to get clients and you understand that you can break down content this fast and turn it into an asset, this is where things get real interesting, okay? This is where things get real interesting. If that makes sense and you understand that you can do that fast, let me show you how to get clients with that. What if you could go watch someone's YouTube video, break it down quickly, turn it into some repurposed content fast, and then reach out to the potential clients? Now, you don't even have to do that. Let me show you what you got to do. Right now, if you're already looking for YouTubers, if you're already looking for podcasters that you might be able to do this, I'm going to give you the email campaign that I send out to them and show you what's in that email campaign that can help you get them. If you're ready, give me a number 4 in the box because we're on part 4. Give me a number 4 and I'm going to go through it. Okay, so this is the point where you're going to be like, Adkins gave away too much on the webinar. Okay, I'm just going to prep you right now. Adkins gave away too much on the webinar. Here we go. This is the email campaign that I use to get clients. Why would I give this to you if it's working for me? Because there's way too much business out there, and why not share things? I'm a full believer that when you become successful with something, it's your job to help other people become successful with it. And so that's what we're going to do. So here's the email campaign that I use to reach out to people, okay? The best part of this whole system is this. You don't have to actually meet anybody in person. The reason we don't have to meet anybody in person is what? Remember, I covered it earlier. Why don't we have to reach out to anybody in person? Why do we not have to pick up the phone? Because unlike brick and mortar business owners, these particular types of people operate 100% online. They operate 100% online. They're used to doing all their business via email and chat. So here's what we've got. This is, if you follow this, if you follow what I'm about to show you, you're going to be able to get clients. So here's what we got. I send out emails. Okay, there's 2 emails. There's 2 core emails that are designed to get clients. The first email is this. This is email number 1. This email is designed to introduce you, show common ground, explain what you do, and call them to action. Okay, does everybody understand that? We send out our first email. We introduce ourselves. Hi, my name's Ben. I love your channel because I especially love the video where you teach this and explain what you do. I run a content repurposing business. I know a lot of YouTubers or podcasters like you have great content, but you want to expand into Facebook and Instagram, but you don't want to take the time to repurpose your content, or maybe it's just something that you want to focus more on what you do, which is your podcast or your YouTube channel. So I repurpose this stuff. I would love to hear back from you if you're interested in talking about how maybe we can work together. Does everybody understand what this email does? I know I just sort of glossed over what the email says, but does everybody understand? I hit all those bullet points there. Does everybody understand what this email does? Give me a big yes. Give me a big yes if you understand. The thing about this email is you do not expect a response. Everybody following me here? You do not expect for them to respond to this email. This is so key that you understand this. Email number 1 is not designed to make a sale. It's not designed to get a reply. It's not designed to do any of those things. And now I'm going to let you in on a huge psychological secret as to how I close clients, how I get on people's radars. I send email number 1 so that I can do something very special in email number 2. If you're ready to learn about email number 2, type the number 2 in the box. Type the number 2 in the box. So email number 1 is designed to plant a tiny little time bomb, that is not going to go off until they get email number 2, okay? But email number 2 is going to do something very important, okay? Email number 2 is this. I'm going to reintroduce myself. Hey, I'm Ben, and I sent you an email a few days back, but never heard back. What happens when each and every one of you gets an email from someone and they say that they sent an email and they never heard back from you? What do you immediately do in your head? There's 2 things that are important that are going to happen. Number 1, you're going to feel guilty, but then you're going to say, did they really email me a few days back? did they really email me a few days back, or is this shenanigans? I don't know this person. Is this shenanigans? And yes, I just used the word shenanigans. Is this shenanigans? So what happens is they'll go back, they'll look, they'll search for your name in their email inbox. They'll figure out that, yes, you did email them. Yes, they didn't write you back. And now there will be a tiny little sliver of guilt that is in their head that you are going to use to your advantage, because now they feel like they let you down and they owe you something. I know that's devious. I know that that's a misuse of psychology, but it's going to get us on the radar. And we didn't really do anything wrong to them because we did email them a few days back. We're not tricking them, but we're using some very interesting human psychology to get on their radar, to get them to actually pay attention. So in this email, I say, hey, my name is Ben, and I emailed you a couple days back, and I hadn't heard back from you. I love what you're doing with the YouTube channel. I especially love this video. And I do content repurposing for YouTubers. I do content repurposing for podcasters, whichever the case may be in this particular scenario. And I do that because it helps them to expand their audience on Facebook and Instagram, and it helps them to get more people than they would just from YouTube or from their podcast network. And then I link them to live examples. Remember when I said breaking down content fast is important, and having a system to do it, which I can show you, having a system doing it is important. So I link them to live examples of my work. Here's the only thing that has to happen. When they see your work and they were already looking for someone that could help them do this, because most YouTubers are, especially if they've had some success, most YouTubers are looking for this. People are looking for this. It's important. And then we call them to action. Hey, if you want to talk, hit me up here. Send me a reply back and we can jam. I have closed people with just an email for a $2,000 a month service. Does this make sense to everybody so far with the emails? This is what makes this work. This is what makes this work. I'm dealing with people that actually work via mostly online correspondence. The emails that I send say exactly what they should and nothing more. I'm only sending emails to people that already want what I'm offering. I'm not sending it to every YouTuber. I'm not sending it to every podcaster. I'm sending it to YouTubers and podcasters that fit in a very specific criteria. I'm showing real examples, and the service that I'm offering is badass and it makes them money. Period. That's why this works. Does that make sense to everybody here? Does that make sense? By the way, if you don't have live examples to show yet, I'll help you fix that. Stick with me. Does this make sense? Give me a big yes to the box if it makes sense. Okay. How many of you feel like you could go out there and offer this service next week? Or would at least like to? Or would at least like to go out and offer this service starting next week? Okay, good. That means I've done a good job. The amount of yeses that I just saw means I've done a good job. How many of you would like to learn all the shortcuts, all the content creation systems, and the client getting secrets that I've spent the last year developing? So when you did go out and offer this next week, when you do start to go look for clients, when you do start reaching out to them, that you don't have to deal with any of the pitfalls and the mistakes that I made when I first started doing it. Would you like to know all the shortcuts, the content creation systems, and the client getting secrets that it took me a year to learn through trial and error as I was doing this? Yeah? Would you like to skip the learning curve? Give me a big yes in the box if you'd like to skip the learning curve for there. The beautiful part about this, and I have to state this, is I don't even post it to their Instagram. I don't even post it to their Facebook. I don't even post this stuff to a website. I build the assets, I send them to them, and they post it. We don't even get into any of that. All we have to do is build this stuff. So I would love to share with you all the shortcuts, all the content creation systems, all the client getting secrets that I've got so you can skip the learning curve. And I'd love to do it. If I can have your permission, I'd like to invite you something that we're going to be doing in the next 3 weeks. Would you guys give me your permission so I can show you sort of what we got going here and how I can help you get started with this fast? Give me a yes in the box, and that will give me permission to keep going. All right, cool. So let's go through this. So I've got something that we call the Coffee Money Masterclass, and it's a 3-week immersion session. And I want you to watch over my shoulder as I walk you through how I do everything, how this business works, how this business came together, how we did what we did, but more importantly, all the things that we built into this, systems and levels of organization, how I got this organized to where this was a monster moneymaker without much expense. So in the next 3 weeks, I want to actually take you through this process. In week 1, this is what I want to cover with you. Part 1, finding clients that are already looking for you. Not every YouTuber out there, not every podcaster out there is a perfect fit for this. I want to show you exactly what we're looking for when we go to a YouTube channel that lets us know that this person is a perfect fit and they're already looking for content repurposing services. How I go to a podcast and know this person is already looking for content repurposing services. Okay, from there, I want to show you the email campaign that we sent out. I gave you a good idea of the 2 emails. I want to give you the exact copy that I send out. You can fill in the blanks in this copy, but the exact copy that we send out, what we do when they reply to the emails, how we handle all those things. Also, I want to share with you what I call my coffee close script. Once they reply back and they're interested in the service, how do we actually close the deal for $2,000 plus per month to do repurposing for them? What do we include? How does that look? Okay, that's week 1. Week 2, how to become an elite content repurposer. How do you actually do this? You got a good idea of how to put this together. Many of you have a skill set that precludes you to be able to do this already, but this is key. Part 4, the step ladder content breakdown system. How do you look? How do you look at any piece of content and break it down into pieces so that you can create assets? If you can break a piece of content, a video or a piece of audio into pieces, then you can create really great written content, really great image-based content, really great video-based content fast just by repurposing what they've already done. I'm going to show you how I break down content fast and how you can turn it into additional content that they can repurpose for the other networks quickly. From there, part 5, how to create pristine assets. You're going to watch over my shoulder as I take a blank piece of content and turn it into something beautiful. I'm going to show you the exact tools that I use, exactly what I'm doing to actually break this stuff down, how I'm using these tools to automate certain processes, but how I'm putting a really clever spin on some of this stuff to really make it easy. So you're going to see all the stuff that I've learned as I learned these tools so that you don't have to go through that learning curve. Part 6, the silver platter delivery technique. You can up your fee just because of the way that you deliver what you create to your clients. And I'm going to show you how to deliver this stuff to your clients so that it's easy for them, so they can use it and it's not hard for them to get what they need. So we're going to go through that process too. If you're excited so far, give me a big, big yes in the box, and I'm going to keep going. I'm going to get a drink while you're writing that in there. Awesome. So from there, week 3. I'm going to show you how to scale up to $100,000 per year fast. Who cares if you know how to do this stuff if you don't know how to turn it into an actual business? So part 7, I'm going to show you how to get 10 clients in 12 months without stress. Like, listen, you don't want to get 10 clients in your first month doing this. Does everybody agree? Does everybody agree? You don't want 10 clients in your first month doing this, because while that money would be great, what would happen to your business? I'm a real business person, not a pie in the sky person that promises $1 million a month, because that's crazy. What would happen if you got 10 clients in your first month doing this? And this is super important, and this is one of the keys as to why anybody I have ever shown this, it's been key, is I'm showing you how to actually build a business that a year from now is going to be killer, not a business that's going to crush you in the first month. Here's the thing. If you got 10 clients in the first month doing this, you would screw up all of their work because you're not equipped to handle that many clients, and you would make a bad name for yourself and your business would crumble. What I'm going to show you how to do in week 3 and on is how to slowly scale this business up so that you're making money almost right away, but that you don't overwhelm yourself so much that your business crumbles. I'm going to show you how to actually build this business in a way that you scale up quickly, but not overwhelm yourself. Okay, so we're gonna be doing that. Part 8, how to outsource all the work. How many of you, once you get this started, want to keep doing the work? Here's the good side of all this. Once you get 2 clients, just two. Once you get 2 clients, you're gonna be able to hire someone to do the work for you. The work is something that you could be the administrator of, not someone that has to do all the work, where you could spend your time finding more clients, not doing the actual work. And that's kind of nice, right? So I'm going to show you how to outsource all the work. And guess what? Maybe you don't want to do the emails to the potential clients anymore too. I'm going to show you how to outsource the emails that you send out to the clients so that you can outsource the sales process, but also outsource the content creation and the content repurposing process. Part 8, I'll show you that. Part 9, Elite Agency Business Mechanics. I'm going to show you how to run an agency doing this so that once you get going with this, you know how to take money, you know how to set up everything, and you know how to make sure that you're getting paid every single month. What about phone closers? Phil says you aren't need phone closers. Okay, trust me on this when I say you don't need a bunch of clients to be successful. How many of you want 100 clients? How many of you want 50 clients? Most of you don't, and you don't need that. With this, you get into a position where you have 6 clients, you're making over $100,000 a year. You don't have to have a ton of clients to build something that's powerful, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do in this, okay? That's what I'm going to show you how to do. Now, if you want 50 clients, you want 100 clients, when you go through parts 8 and part 9, we'll show you how to actually handle that. And that's the key. Okay, so here's what we got. The value behind this, I think it's pretty easy to understand from what you can make with just one client. If you just sign one client up this year, I think it would be pretty valuable. And I'm going to show you how to do that in week 1, week 2, and week 3. And you can see the value on your screen. But let's do the math together. Let's do some math. If you go with the bare minimum and decide only to charge $2K per month, so you don't go over $2K per month, and you do this, 2 clients makes you $4,000 per month. After 2 months, you've paid what this course is worth, okay? You've paid what this course is worth. So 2 clients, 4K per month, you've paid what it is. But screw that. To heck with that. Cash flow issues would keep a lot of people out with this. I think a lot of people right now, with everything that's going on, cash flow is important. And if you're not thinking about cash flow, you're being irresponsible. And so I want to get the folks in that need this the most, okay? I want to get the folks that need this the most, and I want to get you in before anybody else catches on to what we're doing here, because this is something that's still pretty underground. It's still a huge moneymaker, but not a lot of people have caught on to it. And that's why I want to do something special today, okay? I'm not just going to give my hard-earned system away, but I do want to make it possible for everyone to get in. So if we did this at 2K, I think it'd be a good deal. But I think I can do even better than that. If we did this at 2K and you close 1 client, you'd have this paid for in the first month. That's awesome. And it's totally worth that when you stack it to what we've made with this so far, just in my own. But what if we could do better? What if we could do better? If I could make it work for $14.99.95, would that make it easier for you? It's definitely easier than $5,000. It's definitely easier than $2,000. Would that make it easier for you? Let's get even easier. Let's get even easier. Okay? I'm going to limit the seats. I'm going to limit the seats to this. And I'm limiting the seats to this right now because this is something special, and I want to make sure that the folks that get in get the attention they deserve, and they have the time to go through it, and they don't have more competition. So if you act fast and grab one of the seats right now, you're going to get in for a price that's going to absolutely amaze you. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to type ready in the box right now if you're ready to see everything that you're getting, but also you're ready to get an extra special deal on this, to get inside, to learn the coffee money system, to learn exactly how to do content repurposing for these very special types of clients. And when you type ready in the box, I know that you're ready to go. Okay, I'm seeing lots of readies pop in the box. Thank you guys for being so attentive. So let's dig into this. Okay, so listen, we're going to delete this slide for future recordings. This slide will be deleted after a while. It will be on for a little bit, but not everybody is going to see this slide, and I'm about to explain why. Also, if you have questions about what I go through on this slide that's on your screen right now, you have to ask them before I leave the slide. Since it's getting deleted from the recording later on, I can't talk about anything that's on this slide after we leave this slide. If you understand that, give me a number 1 in the box right now, and I'm about to blow you away with something. Okay, so here it is. I'm excited to get you into the system. The price that you see when you click on the link that I'm about to give you is going to be a great price, but I want you all to have a better price. Is that fair? Since you're actually here with me live, is that fair? Listen, there are people that if they saw this down the road, they're thinking, and they weren't able to get in, they're going to think it's not fair, but you're here. You're here, so you should get something. Here's what we're going to be doing. It's a great price that's on the page you're about to go to. But here's what we're doing. If you're here with me live, I want to give you something that's better, okay? Here's how it's going to work. If you get in fast, seats 1 through 25 will get 50% off the listed price on the page. Seats 26 through 50 get 40% off. Seats 51 through 75 get 30% off. Seats 76 through 100 get 20% off, and so on. We're doing this to reward people that actually showed up, because the kind of people that show up and put in the work here are the kinds of people that are going to put a work in on the other side, which means you're going to be the kind of people that actually do this, make money from it, and you're going to come back and tell me that you did something with it. I hate wasting my time teaching this stuff to people that aren't going to use it. So I want to teach people that are. So here's what we're going to do. At checkout, do me a favor. Use the code David Loves Me, all one word. All one word. Can everybody do that? Write that down right now. David Loves Me. And when we get to the link on the other side of the screen, you're going to see a page that invites you inside of the program. You're going to see a page. You're going to be able to click on it, and it takes you to an order form, and you're going to see a price. If you use this code, that price will get you an even better price. Does everybody understand that before I go to the next slide? Does everybody understand that? Like I said, when I go to the next slide, I can't answer this. I can't answer this. If you're ready, if you've got the coupon in your hand right now, give me one big yes before I move to the next slide, and I can't answer any more questions. So if you have any more questions about the coupon before we get off of this screen, give me the question now. Give me the question now. You'll see the price on the next screen. You'll see the place to put in the coupon code. Make sure you get it in there, and you're going to get a deal. Okay, here we go. We're going to move to the next screen. Tons of people ready to go. And because of that, I got to say, because there were so many people said they were ready to go, make sure you use that coupon fast, because this is limited to a certain number of seats. Make sure you get one of those early seats, because this will automatically do the percentage. And once we get through 25 seats, the percentage gets a little less valuable. Okay, here we go. Let's dive in. Let's get to the next screen. Let's get you guys inside of Coffee Money so we can start rocking this out. All right, go to webinar.deals/coffee. That's HTTP webinar.deals/coffee. That just popped up on your screen, so you should be able to see it in your chat. You should be able to click on that link. While you're doing that, I want to go through something that's very special for you. Here's the thing. While you're purchasing, while you're getting in, while you're getting those limited seats, I want to talk about something special that I'm doing. While the first 50 spots are being purchased right now, I want to tell you what else I'm going to include that gives you an unfair advantage over everybody else out there. Not only am I going to teach you the things that I already went through, I want to include some special things so that we really can take it up a notch for you. So here's what we got. The first 50 buyers only, I'm going to include the hidden niche client database. You can track down prospects manually, or you can do the research. You can use the research that my staff has already done. Okay, my team has already tracked down the contact information and associated social accounts of some of the top YouTubers and podcasters out there. I'm going to give you this research sheet. You've got the research. This will give you a head start, and you're going to know how to contact them almost right away because we've got it already done for you. So I'm going to give you some research that we did. And none of these people, by the way, on this sheet are clients that I have contacted. When I put this together for you all, it was a list of people I would contact, but I wanted to save it for you. Trust me, I'm doing fine. I'm not greedy. So we put this together. This is people that we're going to be up on our list next if we get an opening, because right now we have no openings. If we have an opening for a client, this is the list, but I put it together for that. And instead of doing that, we put together a new list. You get the best list. So that's what's coming in bonus number one. Go to webinar.deals/coffee to get in now. Remember, the quicker you get in, the more good stuff that you're going to get and the bigger advantage you're going to get over everybody else. Okay, so webinar.deals/coffee. I got another bonus for you though, because I am big on making sure you have everything you need to rock this out. Bonus number two, how to work with non-how-to clients. Okay, so even if you're not working with people that are doing how-to stuff, we want to give you a way to have a more open client base. And so I'm going to show you another set of clients that you can go after that opens up a whole new thing. Webinar.deals/coffee. Make sure you get in there. I'm not done yet though. I'm not done yet. I'm going to show you a little trick. I learned this trick, I guess a few months back, and it took what we were already doing with this $2,000 a month and it upped it. Okay. Inside of this bonus, I'm going to show you how we take this $2,000 a month service and we demand more money per month for it, and people gladly pay it. So a few core key secrets to what we're doing to up our monthly price, and clients have no problem with it because of the way that we actually do this. So go to webinar.deals/coffee. If you're one of the first 50 people inside, we'll make sure we get you in there. So I'm gonna keep going because I got a few more things that we have to do, and then I'm gonna take all your questions. So if you've got questions right now, don't leave. Make sure that you hold that question. Type QQQ and then your question. Type it in the box, and that is going to start filling up my chat, and I will answer your question about anything that we covered today. While we're waiting for those, let's recap what we've got. Week 1, how to get clients from a coffee house. I'm going to show you all of the ways that we search out clients and how we actually go after those clients, and then how we close the deal. Week 2, once we get those clients, how do we repurpose that content? How do we put it together? Week 3, how do we scale up to $100,000 a year with this as quickly as possible without breaking the business? Bonus 1, how to find hidden clients. Well, we've got them already done for you. So that's ready to go. We're ready to show you this stuff. From there, how to work with non-how-tos. So how do you work with people that are there? So lots of people telling me they're in now. If you just typed in that you're in, welcome. I am so excited that you made it inside. It is awesome, and I can't wait to walk you through this stuff. Stay tuned, though. Even if you did jump in, I got a couple things that you're going to want to watch here because this is important what's coming. Bonus number 3, get paid more every month. How do you take a $2,000 a month service that I'm going to show you how to do and turn it into a $3,000 to $5,000 a month service? So we got that. Oh, by the way, bonus number 4 for the first 75 that got in, okay? Because these are going fast. I can see my phone is starting to blow up. Here's what we've got. I'm going to give you done-for-you graphics packages. So you're getting the graphics package that I use to create stuff for my clients. There's a male and a female version of this, and these are posts that we've got together. So each package has 180 images sized for post and 180 images sized for stories. And all you have to do is take the content that you're repurposing and use these graphics packages to build on top of it. So if you're in the first 75, you're going to get that too. That's going to give you another head start over everybody else. Remember, webinar.deals/coffee. Make sure you get in. I'm looking for your questions too, by the way. So if you have questions, make sure you get those in and I'll get them answered for you. Okay. One more big one. A lot of you said, Adkins, do we need a sales page? Where do we put the samples? How do we get the samples together? This is what I'm doing for you. If you haven't created samples yet, if you haven't created samples of your work, do you want to wait till you create something, how I show you in the course, to start looking for clients? No. I'm going to give you a done for you sales page for this that we use to sell this stuff. I'm also going to give you a set of examples that you guys will have. That set of examples that you all have will be on that page. You just repurpose it and put your info on there. And now you've got a set of examples to send out to potential clients, but you also have a page that explains what the service is if they ask for it. This is a beautiful, beautiful way that when you send out that email number 2 that I taught you about earlier, you link them to your examples on this page and they're going to be blown away by what they see. Okay, so hopefully we're there. How many of you are excited so far? I know that we're seeing lots of people start to get in, so make sure you get in before we hit those big numbers, those marks, and I want to make sure you get the best deal. I want to make sure that you get the most bonuses. I'm so excited that you're already in. But I got one more thing. I got one more thing that's for you and for you alone. Because you're here, because you jumped in, and you're here with us right now, I want to talk about one more key thing that we put together for you guys. And by the way, if you're one of the many folks that's typed I'm in the box so far, I don't want to expose your name. You'll hear a lot of webinar folks expose names, but I don't want to expose your name because sometimes that leads to people being contacted outside of here. So thank you. I appreciate you, and I will talk to you inside of the actual program. And by the way, when you jump in, something that's important that you need to know is when you jump inside of this program, I am here 100% for you. I've been through this. I've done this. I've gotten clients. I've gone through the ups and downs of this. Trust me, the downs were worth it. But anything you go through, anything that you want feedback on, you repurpose something and want to know what it looks like and what my opinion of it is, send it to me. We have plenty of ways to do that inside. Send it to me, and we will make sure that I get you an answer, even if it's just an opinion on, hey, do you think this looks good for a client? We're there for you. So we've got that. Now, one more key thing that I think is super, super important. Super, super important. Ashton, I'm tagging you on this one particular comment that just popped in the chat, if you could answer that for me. This is a special bonus just for you, okay? What I want to do is everybody that's here, everybody that's jumping in, if you jump in now, if you jump in right now, I'm going to be getting you on a live call early next week. That call early next week is something special that nobody else has seen or they will see. This is just for you. Getting your first recurring client in the next 14 days. I want you to get started fast. And I've got a technique that we've been using and it's been working like crazy. And I did not put it in the original training. And the reason I didn't put it in the original training is because we hadn't figured it out yet. So when you go in there, you're not going to see this in here, but it's only for you. We're going to do a live call. Of course, I'll have you a replay if you can't make it to the live call. But what we've got is get your first recurring client in 14 days. There's a special technique that I've been using that takes everything that I show you in the main training and it sort of puts it into hyperdrive. And I'm going to show you what we do to really nail down our first client fast. So if you're just getting started, this is something that I used that we were, taking on a standard client would normally take a certain amount of time. Doing this takes it to a whole other level. So if you're just getting started, this is something that can get you going even faster, get you that particular client fast, and get you going. And it's going to be a live class just for you all that we're doing next week. Nobody else has seen this stuff. And that's the way you want it, right? That's the way you want it. So all that said, here's what you're getting. Week 1, how to get the clients. I'm going to give you my full system of how we get clients. Week 2, how to actually repurpose content in an organized way so it's not all over the place. Many of you, I understand, you probably know how to do some of this, graphic stuff. If you don't know how to do the graphic stuff, I'm about to show you how to do it. Even if you suck at doing graphic and video stuff, I'm going to show you how to do it with the tools that we're using. But I'm going to show you how to do this in an organized way so that you don't spend a ton of time doing it. Because the idea here is scalability. I'm going to show you how to do that. Week 3, how do you scale your business up to 100K fast, but not so fast that it breaks your business? We've got all the bonuses that I just went through, the hidden client niche database, so that you don't even have to go look the clients up that are going to be great. You can use that list. How to do this with non-how-to clients, how to get paid more every month with this system because of a certain way that we deliver, a certain way that we do things, how to take a $2,000 a month service, turn it to a $3,000 to $5,000 a month service. I'm going to give you our done-for-you graphics, the graphics that we use with clients. You'll have those, and also a done-for-you sales system. So a sales page that has pre-done repurposing stuff on it so that you can show that as your work before you get started. And when you get your own work, you can replace the work that we have on this page and still use that page. All of this stuff, it's a $10,000 value. I think that's easy to see because of how quickly you can make that. And all you got to do right now is go to webinar.deals/coffee. On top of this, you're also going to get the very special how to get your first client in 14 days using a very special system that we've just recently developed. I'm going to show you that live next week. That's only for you. Get in now, webinar.deals/coffee. And I'm going to take this thing that we showed you today and I'm going to show you even more. And I'm going to be here for you. I'm going to be here. You're getting an agency that does this stuff. You're going to get our experience. You're going to get everything you need to start making this work fast. Okay? So here's the ball game. I got about 10 minutes until this call ends. If you have a question, I want you to ask it now. Throw it into the chat. I'm going to make sure that we pop the chat in there right now. If you're having any trouble buying, we'll make sure that we get you taken care of. If you're on the fence right now, if you're sitting there on the fence right now and you're like, well, this sounds good, but I'm not real sure, type that in the chat too. Why are you not in yet? Let me know. I'm here to answer any question you have about this program and what we've got. Make sure you go to webinar.deals/coffee. And now I'm going to start jumping into actual questions that folks have as we do this. So one of the questions that I got was this. The question was, Bib, do we need to set up a website for them? No, you're not setting up websites. You're not actually scheduling Facebook posts. You're not scheduling Facebook posts. And you're not going in and you're doing any of this stuff that you'd have to do on top of just repurposing the content. So that's a big key. You're not having to go in and actually do a bunch of craziness. You are just doing repurposing. The idea is they just want to do the content. We just want to make sure that we're doing the repurposing stuff for them. So we're not setting up websites. We're not doing scheduling. We're building assets from their core content and sending them back to them so they could actually use that. Let's see, Ashton, we've got some stuff here for you. By the way, Ashton is one of my favorite people in the world. She's here with me. She's on my team. She's here to answer any questions you've got about payment stuff, about how the content's delivered. And I'm basically directing Ashton to get everything question-wise that you guys have on that with all that stuff. So anything that's technical, Ashton will take care of you. She is a damn genius, and she knows more about that stuff than I do. So she'll be taking care of you guys, and she's answering your questions in the chat right now. Okay. All right. So I hope you guys, this is making sense. I got that question answered. Some other questions that kind of hit me, and I want to make sure that I answer honestly with these, because I feel like too many times when I'm on a webinar, I don't always, like, people duck questions or they don't tell you the real behind the stuff. I'm going to tell you the real. Is what I'm teaching you today work? Yes. I don't think there's anybody here that's afraid of work. What I think a lot of people here are afraid of is doing work with no results. So what you're doing takes work. Here's the way that I'm going to walk you through it. Clients one, your first client, take time with them. And I'm just speaking from experience here. When you snag the first client after you go through the system, and I'm showing you how to get the client fast with the special bonus we're doing. When you snag that first client, make sure that you take at least a month with that first client before you ever start looking for your second client, because you want to get your feet set. You want to really get this down. You want to take the stuff that you're building for that first client and you want to send it to me so I can help you and really get it. You get a sense of what it is to deliver at a high level. I'm here to help you with that. So make sure with that first client, after you sign them up using what I'm going to show you, make sure you take the first month before you try to sign the second client up and really focus on that first client. You'll get your feet set, and everything after is easier because of that. Now, from there, clients 2 through 6, it's about learning how to balance multiple clients, and it's getting your workflow down. It's really figuring out how you work. That's what that's about. After client number 6, if you've not hired any help yet using what I showed you how to do and kind of when to do it and what to have them do, if you've not hired help yet, client number 6 is where you need to hire help, without a doubt. Now, this is the point where you're going to be making over $100,000 a year. But really keep in mind, if I'm telling you how this business actually works, which is what I want to do, I want you to really understand what you're getting yourself into. You are getting into a business that's in demand. You are getting into a business that can make you a lot of money, but you got to know how to do it in a smart way. So at client number 6, if you've not hired help yet to do the repurposing work, to do some of the email out work to potential new clients, it's time to sign someone up to help you. At this point, with 6 clients, you're going to be making at least $12,000 a month. You can get somebody great to help you with this for $1,000 to $2,000 a month. Now, that's a really, really big key. Now, Phil just jumped in the chat and said, holy crap, the database is amazing. And Phil, speaking of the database that we built to help you find clients, go use it. It is amazing. These people are set up and ready to go. So with that business, that's what I'm telling you is I didn't just build a business that is limited to just you, okay? I built a business that can scale past you. I built a business here that allows you to be the CEO. Let me ask you all a question. I started doing this. I started putting this together, but do you still think I do all the work for this business that we do? Do you still think I'm the one doing all the repurposing at this point? No, because I wanted to scale past it. I have a business model for you here in the Coffee Money business model that allows you to be a CEO of your business, not someone who works in your business. When you first start this, you are going to be someone that is absolutely the sole worker. If you wanted to be the sole worker in this business and keep all the profits forever, you could do that. You could sit in a coffee shop with your 5-6 clients and make a great living, support your family, support a ton of causes that you love. This is a low-cost business model, and you can do that. But if you wanted to scale it past that, this is a business that allows you to be the CEO of your business. Even if you only kept 6 clients and you hired one person to help you do some of the grunt work with this, you're still going to come out with a big profit. So just giving you some insights behind the scenes of how this stuff works, I think that's super important, so you know what you're getting into and you know where you're going. So great questions so far. We have about 3 minutes left. Remember, I want you to get in this, and we only have a limited number of seats. So make sure you jump in. Make sure you get that great deal that we've got on the page. And I'm excited for us to go through this process together. And not only you learn how to build a business that's in demand, but build a business that you kind of love. Because listen, the best part of this business for me is I'm not doing a bunch of SEO crap that I hate. I'm not doing a bunch of Facebook ad stuff that I hate. I like Facebook ad stuff sometimes, but not every day. What I do love doing is I love listening to podcasts. I love watching YouTube videos. And then if I can take those YouTube videos and podcasts and make my living doing that, that's a pretty good deal. That's a pretty good deal. So if that's something that appeals to you, is being able to sit down and listen to a podcast, listen to a YouTube video, watch a YouTube video, and repurpose that content for someone so that they can grow their following, that's a big deal. Let me tell you the other thing, because this is super important. The other big level of satisfaction behind this that not a lot of people talk about, but listen, I'm big on job satisfaction. I like loving my work. The other big thing behind this business is this. Every one of you that's doing this, you are going to be partly responsible for the success of the person that you're working with. So they're already a YouTube star. They're already a podcast star. They've already got a following. Even if they don't have a ton of subscribers, they've already got enough that they're doing something right. As this person grows their business, you are partly responsible for that. So this is something that absolutely you can put up on your wall as a big accomplishment as you see this person grow. And I'm going to tell you, that may not seem like a big deal right now, but as you watch these people grow and you've played a part in it, and yeah, they're paying you for it, but as you've played a part in it, there's a lot of personal satisfaction to that. And so that's another big part of this. Okay, we're down under 2 minutes. If there's any question that I forgot, if there's anything that I'm missing, if you're on the fence right now and you need something answered, make sure you pop it in right now. To everybody that told me they're in, welcome. I'm excited that you're inside. You're about to see some cool stuff. Plus, there's more cool stuff coming, because this is something that every time I learn something new, every time we refine this business model and it gets better, I add it to the members area so that you have it. Like I said, the cool part about this business is there's tons of business to be had. And every day we have new potential clients that are jumping onto YouTube. We have new potential clients that are jumping onto the podcasting stuff. And let me tell you, right now, with everything that's going on right now, even with lockdown, this is a business model that's insanely solid. We've only seen things go up since all this happened, because these are people that are still working hard, and they're the ones that are entertaining people while they've been locked down. So business is good, and which means business is good for us. Okay, so I'm looking through all of the things. I'm scrolling here. I'm going to make sure that we've got chat. All right, I think we've got almost everything locked down, and I've got all your questions answered. I don't think that I missed anything. If I did miss something, make sure that you put it in there and that I'm on top of it. Okay, I want to make sure we get your questions answered. Okay, thank you all for being here today. Thanks for being a part of this call. I hope you all learned something. I hope this was something that you look at and say, this was absolutely worth my time. It was great. I had a blast. Thank you to David and the crew, Mike, everybody that was here today. Thanks to Ashton. Thank you all so much for being here, hanging out with me. I hope that you walk off this call and you fall in love with what you learned. And most importantly, it's this. I hope that you got in so that I can save you some of the pitfalls of this, but I hope that you got in so that you can turn this into a business model that a year from now, you're going to write me a message and say, this was the moment. This was the moment that changed my life. This was the business model that got me started. And yes, this is something that I'm proud of to put my name on, but it's something that's changed my family's life. And that's what I want to be a part of. That's what gets me excited. So thanks to everybody for making this happen today. We had such a good time with you all. And I appreciate your attention. I appreciate your time. I love you a ton. I'll see you inside the members area. If you have any questions, make sure you send them our way. I'm here to answer them, and I'm here to cheer you on and help you as you go through this process. So thanks for being here. I'll talk with you all soon.